Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here with us on this last day of May of 2023. Can you believe tomorrow will be June the 1st? Let's take a look at our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. Pretty comfortable today, 82 high, low of 70. Temperature at the end of the pier, 79 degrees. Let's take a look at our river readings, which I don't have the river readings this morning. They brought to us by Panama City, Coca-Cola. I can tell you a couple of things about the river. It's flowing down, okay, it's headed down toward the Gulf. And also, we're looking at the water quality as far as the color is dark. So we do know that about the river system. So I'll have the reading. We'll get the reading for you tomorrow. Okay, our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. I do have it. Decent tide today. Got a little bit of movement on that outgoing tide, just a little bit. High tide is this morning at 8 o'clock and low this afternoon about 5:30. But look at the weekend. Got a great weekend coming up as far as our tidal flow. So the base system should be in great shape, and there should be some good fishing in our base system. So let's take a look at the weather now. It's going to be coming, the wind, and how it affects the weather. Southeast at about 8 to 9. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. As you know, our goal from day one here on Panhandle Outdoors is to inform and entertain you on this show. And we'd like to give you a lot of information on what's going on, and sometimes it's entertaining looking at information. And one of them always entertaining me. Each year, Florida started to do this Python Challenge. Now it's down in the Everglades, but it's interesting. I really would love to do this, but anyway, let's get the dates on it. Governor announced the 2023 Florida Python Challenge. Here's the logo here, and I just like to see. Here they are. Well, you know how to grab that thing, and Jeff, what do you think? They don't want to grab it. But here's what's funny. The bottom line down here, the python removal, right here. Okay, starts, begins at 12:01 a.m. August the 4th. So you go there at night, August the 4th, and it'll end on August the 13th. So it's like 9 days to do it. So this was the governor at I guess he had announcing it all, but look, see that's a football, and it's covered with the skin of the snake, of the python. So I don't guess you can say pig skin anymore. You have to say python skin. But they also they do this, they really, if you want to get online, look up, they do training, they'll train you how to do it online. I thought that was interesting. It's just, different things. You can register. It's called Virtual Thursdays and Eventbrite. Okay, so anyway, so I just want you to know about the Python Challenge. Also, talking about some exciting things coming on. We mentioned this. This is ongoing. It started right now. The CCA. Okay, here it is. The big tagged redfish, and it's got 15 different species. I've talked about it all last week. Showed you the details. Just want to remind you to register now. If we go Star 2023. If you catch a tagged redfish today and hadn't registered, you're going to lose, about a $50,000 boat. So go ahead and register if you're really serious about, catching those redfish and all. Now I want to go into. This is very interesting. Most of y'all know Whitney, our granddaughter Whitney. She had a casting call and did a great job with it. And she's up there in Tupelo, Mississippi. She was able to buy a little house that sort of needed remodeling in her neighborhood, and she bought it a little while back, 3 or 4 months ago, in a little neighborhood, nice little neighborhood, and we've been up there helping her some, and I was up there over the weekend at Mason's graduation last weekend, and I just got to meet the neighbors and all, and the neighbors, it's a good little neighborhood, and the neighbor next door, I liked him right away. He just came over and started talking, and really, really good neighbor. And his name's Jeff Huggins. I got it right, Jeff Huggins. And we started talking about nature and different things. I told him about a TV show. He went inside and pulled up some off the YouTube, and he got excited about it. So, a good neighbor. I'm glad she had neighbors on both sides. But anyway, he likes stuff like we do, arrowhead hunting and fossils and all that. And I'm gonna show you. Let me show you right here. Here it is. Here. Okay, that's his neighbor. That's Jeff Huggins right there in Tupelo, Mississippi. Good morning, Jeff. I know you're watching. So look, what you see what he has? That's an oyster. Top and bottom of an oyster shell. It's a place up there called Crustacean Park, and there's look at that. I mean, no telling how old that thing is. And in fact, I took some pictures of it on a trailer, and a little bit I was just so fascinated with it. And a little bit later, he came back over, and he actually gave me this. Here it is, folks. This is how big it is. This is an oyster shell. This is up in right north of Tupelo, Mississippi, about 30 minutes, he said. There's an area up there, got all kind of shark teeth. I mean, shark teeth up there in northeast Mississippi. And he collects this kind of stuff, and he gave this to us, so we're going to put this on the set. But look how thick that is. Can you imagine? And that's just the top half right there. Can you imagine shucking that, opening it up, and the oysters? Is that amazing? I just want to share that with you. There's so many things, we're always talking about all the things you do in the outdoors and all, but I really cherish that. And thank you, Jeff, for giving that to us. The things you can find in the outdoors always fascinate me. And you know, we talk about all the different water levels and all that, and the shark teeth they find. And of course, I ask about arrowheads, and of course, there are numerous up in that area, and they find all different kinds and all. So Wendy's going to try to, when I showed it to her, she's going to try to go find one too while she's up there. Okay, let's take a break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. All kind of information we'll talk about. I was thinking about, you know, spring gobbler season's over and they mated, and I was thinking the other day, how long is that gestation period? And I looked it up last night so I could share it with you before they start hatching. I found it right here. So the gestation period, okay, I didn't realize this, that one egg is laid right here in the middle if you're trying to read it, right? One egg is laid daily until a clutch averaging 9 to 11 eggs is completed. The incubation period is 28 days, and all poults, P-O-U-L-T-S, they hatch within a 24-hour period, and the brood hen and the poults leave the nest within 24 hours of hatching. So the peak period, hatching period, is from May 20th to June the 10th. So you can see we're right smack dab in the middle of it, and less than half of them survive. Less than half survive, and the fact that here are the predators. They made a list of predators: raccoons, skunks, possums, crows, snakes, and the actual mortality rates is 70 to 80% during the first 2 weeks of their life. So anyway, that's just some information I wanted to share with you on the turkeys. What's going on now with the turkey population? They have a lot of predators. Let's share a couple of pictures. I want to show you. This is a good one. The first tarpon of the year. And this is Chris Wynn and Scott Wynn. The Wynn boys, they've been fishing a long time, and they finally broke the ice. They wouldn't have wanted to catch the first one of the year with anyone else. So good job, Chris and Scott Wynn. This is in a meter box. I don't know where it's located, but you know, they'll go up in there. And here's what's interesting. There's a snake at the bottom. Now, how do you explain that? I can see one of those wires. Those wires would still be disconnected if I'd open the box. So those, anyway, just always be aware. Okay, who hates speeding tickets? Raise your right foot. I thought that was cute. Now, let me mention again about speeding. I talk about it on a regular basis. Y'all give me some feedback about me talking about it. But the speeding over the last couple of years to me has just gotten. It's amazing. I'm talking about in town. Anytime it's open road, there's always somebody in a group that's gonna put the pedal to the metal and just and it's just reckless and it's selfish and it's not safe. So, but especially out on the highway 231 on the interstate. I was up there. Gil and I went up the other day to Mason's graduation. I was going 75 to 80, and I was the slowest one on the interstate. But between Montgomery and Birmingham, to me, is the worst road I've ever been on. That I-65. So if you're going up that area, just good luck. Okay, okay. I take a, we got a bird feeder. I've showed you the pictures a lot of times over the years. We got some rabbits. We're talking about a lot of rabbits are out here now, but I've never had this many rabbits in our neighborhood in the 40 years I've lived there. And this one here has made himself a home. In fact, he just sort of, look at it, he's just sort of sitting there and, hey, what's up, Winston, you having a good day today? He'll eat a little bit and then he'll just sit down and rest and just sprawl out. And I wish I had a way to distinguish them and I'd start giving them names, but I don't know, we may call this one, I don't know, we'll think of a name. But, okay, with summer being out, I want you to, kids got out of school, most of them last week, the swimming lessons. Try to get the kids into swimming lessons. Here in Panama City, they're doing it over the Boys and Girls Club. I mentioned this week before last, I just want to mention it one more time. And if you're doing surf fishing, this is the correct angle of your rod. We've talked about it before. I see some people now going straight up. You want it leaning, okay? And even if it does fall down, if it goes straight up, you're gonna get tangled up every time you bring it in. So anyway, that's the correct position of your surf rod right there. Okay. One more picture from Carl Andrews. This was last Thursday, well no, recently, last couple of days. Fly rod this morning, he caught 38, just me. Daryl and his wife is coming up to fish this evening. He's trying to get some video, and look at his last line. I tried this morning, it's impossible by yourself. Tell me about it, Carl, it's impossible to film and fish. We found that out. Okay, so, okay, that's all our pictures. I want to talk about, I know a lot of y'all are like me, you see, if you're scrolling through social media, and I enjoy going through Facebook nightly and just catching up with a lot of things going on, and I share some of the pictures here, and I'm in touch with a lot of folks, and I enjoy that. It's all positive and good stuff, but every now and then they do these ads, and I just, like you, I just scroll by them. The other day, one of them caught my eye because it had something to do with eating and fishing and all. So what it was, this thing right here, check this out, okay? What it is, a basket that you put your vegetables or meat in, and you sort of put them on the grill, okay? See how big that basket is? And I looked at it again, and I said, oh, gone. That's a good idea. So you take that basket, and you put it on the grill, and you can sort of just roll it and turn it. It makes a lot of sense because a lot of times you do kebabs, shrimp kebab or chicken kebab, you know those, and the vegetables sometimes as you turn it, they'll fall off. But I thought that'd be a great idea, just put the meat on the skewer and put the vegetables in this basket. So I very rarely order anything online, so I got Gail to it. I said, let's get this, and it's going to be good. So you get a set of 3. I forgot the price. It came in, 2 days later, whatever, you know, boom, come to the door. I'm all excited, expecting to see these big old baskets just like I see. I got this little package right here, and I open it up, and they're miniatures. Look how little they are. I mean, in that picture, that shows you how deceptive the things you find and the things you see. What I got tickled at, it's not, you can't see it. This is not going to last too long. The diameter of this wire, the strength of it, it's not like I thought. You can just bend it like that. So anyway, I'll get a couple of cookings off of it, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. And but I just thought, you're looking at advertisement, it looked a lot bigger than this. Okay, so we'll try it out. I'll let you know. I'm filming all, but anyway, that's why I'm very reluctant to buy anything online. I'd rather shop locally, but if something unique like that, I would go in and give it a try because it's the idea is good, just the actual result is not too good. Okay, let's real quick. I want to talk about food plots. I know it's June, or tomorrow's June, but we got to be thinking about food plots real quick. I'm going to go through like six things you can talk about. 6 factors in designing. I just ran across this a couple days ago. Number 1, location. Favorite one, too. Location is strategic. Okay. So you know, like looking right here, that's a great location there. You got an opening back there. You got some fallen timber. They're gonna hug that tree line there. Cover. Otherwise, make sure they got some cover. Make sure they got cover off their side. Isn't that a beautiful food plot right there? I mean, you got that alley going that way. You got a big one here that draws it, and yet the game feel like they're safe because of the cover close by, and the shape. You know, a lot of people put put different shapes. This one is particularly good because you got an alley on the right and an alley on the left, and you got a cover in between. So it's not just a big square food plot. It makes a lot of sense. So when you're designing it, be thinking about all these things. The access route, how to get there with your ATV or whatever, have some way to get there and get the seeds there, be able to get your animals out. That corn plot right there, that's a nice one. That's a big field, really. And managing pressure talks about that. If you have 20 acres, you only have one or two areas to really get it on. So again, you see that right there. To me, that gets me excited. Look at those woods right there. Look at the pine trees straight up. They hadn't had a Category 5 hurricane in that area. So anyway, the food plots are important. All right, so I know it's June, but go ahead and be thinking about those kind of things. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's take a look quickly at our fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. We're looking at this morning 8:42 to 10:42. This evening 9:04 to 11:04. That's when the fish will be jumping and the game will be hopping. We got a name to add to our pickle jar. How about Janice Dady, D-A-D-Y. Janice, thank you for watching, and we'll put you right in here and mix you up with everybody else. Okay, one of the things, I love showing these little video clips that I get. This is Carl Andrews again, but this is fly fishing. Okay, so let's see what we got here. This is some willow trees, and we're looking for the mayflies. So now we're going to see, he sent a couple. I hope I picked out the right one here. Oh, you see he's already caught some. And I know, let me see. Look, okay, you can't quietly see them maybe. There's some willow flies. You see them up in there? Look at there. Okay. I see the willow tree. I love the willow tree over the water. Wow. There goes one right there. Y'all see it? That little mayfly. There's a little one down there. They're hatching. They're going, okay, they're landing down there. Their brim are just sitting down there waiting for a buffet. Oh, there's the fly line. Okay, see the fly right there in the center? Anyway, that's basically what's going on. We're talking about different things going on, and I'm gonna try to get down there and get some video too. So, Carl, we appreciate you keeping us all posted on fishing in May, late May, and all for the mayflies. Now, the other thing, let's jump from freshwater back to saltwater. Isn't it amazing we just go back and forth here on this show because this is a reflection of what's going on in the Panhandle? Recently, we talked about it. I didn't know if y'all made it, but they had the sea urchin removal in Port St. Joe. We're talking about how the sea urchins, they actually, they eat the grass, and St. Joe Bay is losing some of the grass, and the scientists said, well, the sea urchins are eating it. So here we go. So here's the results of it. There's 42 buckets, approximately 10,200 individual urchins were removed from active grazing fronts and help jumpstart the natural recovery of seagrass beds in St. Joe Bay. So here's some of the folks right there. That'd be an enjoyable thing to do. You don't have anything to do on a Saturday. So next year maybe we'll jump in there with them. Look at those buckets. Can you believe that? 10,000 of them. And they're relocating them. And as scientists do, they'll measure, I guess they get the age of them and different things. I looked at this last night. I was trying to figure out, those spines sort of protrude. So do they press that all the way down to the actual body of it, or just when it touches? I know that's too deep of a question for us because I can't answer that. But anyway, same thing here. 16 volunteers. Okay, so thank you all the folks that volunteered to do that. Now we're getting ready. You know what's coming up Saturday, or actually tomorrow? The red snapper season opens, and we're going to be having a good time. Saturday will be our first trip catching red snapper. I look forward to it every year, the first Saturday of June, and we're going to, we eat our red snapper, we don't release them. I was thinking last night, I was trying to validate why I want to go red snapper fishing, so I found some reasons why it's healthy for you. So I'm going to quickly go through this, okay? 5 important red snapper. Okay, first of all, this is the nutritional value of red snapper. So number 1, protein. Okay. Number 2, okay, you got that one? Number 2, let me see what number 2 is here. Number 2 is selenium. Now, see, Gail, that's why I go red snapper fishing, so I can get some selenium and feed us to the family. Anyway, it talks about how important that is. I honestly don't know a lot about that one. Number 3, of course, B12. You get that from, you get a lot of B12 from, see how healthy it is. These are things you need to do. This is the reason you want to go fishing, for health, protein. And let's see, the last one is going to be omega-3. Large amount of omega-3. Now, all these are good for you. But one thing on the bottom line there, for a woman who's currently pregnant, she should not eat red snapper for more than twice a month. But not many people are going to do that. So anyway, that's one of the big reasons to go red snapper fishing is the nutrition of it. So I try to validate the money we spend on red snapper fishing because of the nutritional benefits of it. Okay. Now, if you're planning on going this Saturday, right now the long range forecast looks good. And it's going to be a good day. Remember, this is federal waters only. It's not state waters. State waters will open up, I think, on the 16th, I believe, and it'll be, within 9 nautical miles. So, anyway, I get calls all the time from people that I run into or to watch the show, who to go with. I give them a list of captains. I recommend several captains that I personally know that I know will do a good job. Same way on the inshore fishing. So, if you get a chance. Time, you may have a boat, but you're going to spend a lot of time, money, and gas, and all trying to find them and all. And I've done that, been there, done that. To me, it's easier just to pay for a charter trip with a bunch of guys and let them take care of all the gas, all that stuff, and just go and flat out enjoy it. Time as you get older becomes more important, and y'all know what I'm talking about. So go ahead and check something like that out. Wrapping up for today, tomorrow, June the 1st, have a special guest coming in. Well, this week, I won't wait to talk about it later. So y'all enjoy the great outdoors, do something good for someone else. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.